Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Pratt Johnson Burns, and I am the founder of Literacy to Legacy Mentors, Reframing Your Financial Future. I'm a financial educator and mentor. Today, I am launching an exciting new development in my company. My company is 7 months old last month. This is an executive and entrepreneurial spotlight. I'm going to be featuring a series of executives and entrepreneurs who have really made a difference in the local community as well as in the region at large. And today, my special guest is a dear friend and colleague and a very successful caterer and event planner and doyen, if you will, of the industry in this area, Fairfield County. And her name is Chlala, and she is the co-founder of Festivities Events and Catering, and a special announcement that will be given during our Q&A presentation today. So please do help me welcome Ro. And Ro, please let us know a little bit about yourself, how you got started, and what does it look like after 37 years in the business? What has changed? What's different? And how can you help entertain our friends and family here in the most delightful way? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you. Good afternoon. I am Chlala, and I'm the owner at Festivities, and this is our 37th year. And how
Bravo.
we got started.
Bravo.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I'm not sure if it's bravo. We're very stubborn people. And so how we got started was that my brother and partner, Bill Califf, was at Georgetown University, and he loved to cook, and he took over the student cafe, was catering out of there when he wasn't studying international politics. And he graduated and went on to grad school, and he worked on a thesis about opening a retail food store, an entertaining resource. This is all pre-Martha Stewart, that had everything: food, flowers, planning, everything. And we did that, and we opened on August 4th, 1984 on Washington Street in South Norwalk. Wow. And so through the years, it has evolved from a gourmet shop to really a full-fledged entertaining company with catering and event planning. We left retail in 91 because you really couldn't serve a good cup of coffee, be kind to the guest, right, and yet went back to the office and do a very expensive party. Right. So my mind was not balanced to do it. So we get out of retail, and I loved retail. It's fun. I love meeting the people. It's really fun. But I think that we made the right choice, and we concentrated on catering and event planning. And I would say, Deb, that the most important thing that we've learned over the years is to adjust.
Absolutely.
And right before COVID, I had won an award for the 5 most influential women in Connecticut culinary industry. And when they asked me to say a few words, my one word was adjust. And the week later, we got hit with the pandemic.
Wow.
So adjust has been the word of the day.
Yes.
And I think that anyone who stays in business as long as we have has learned to adjust to the marketplace.
May I add tenacity and resilience and a good sense of humor?
Yes, you have to have, you know what we often say, we take your fun seriously, but not ourselves.
Right. Good for you.
Otherwise it would be not very fun, and it's still fun.
Absolutely.
But I would say that, we really have adjusted over the years. We have watched the economy take out certain industries.
Right.
In 2000, it was in our area, it was real estate. All of our real estate clients lost a lot of money and were no longer having events.
Right.
2000, then was .com. Then it was 2008 with the financial debacle. So we have to look at that and see where our clients are in their life cycle.
Right.
Because we are part of that life cycle, because we are there for their celebrations and their life milestone memories.
Yes.
So as they change, we have to change.
Right.
We've changed a lot. We have changed a lot of things, but not ourselves.
Brilliant.
We have found, like, after in 2000, when our real estate clients had issues, financial issues, we changed our menus and we did a premium, classical, and traditional. So you could have, for instance, shrimp. You could have it simply, or you could have it with more production value, so it was more expensive.
Right.
But you still got the same quality. That never changed.
Okay.
So we have always think about ways to meet our clients where they are.
That's it. Excellent. Excellent.
And
Excellent
so
point.
we meet them where they are even now with our menus, because now we offer most everything. We have lots of gluten-free. We have lots of vegan options. I'm planning a wedding next year that's all vegan.
Wow. That's impressive.
And so it's really a question of understanding what the client wants, or the
Right.
prospective client wants, and being able to deliver on that.
Exactly.
So I
I
think
think
that's really that evolves.
absolutely. And I noticed also, because I know your business and I know your company relatively well, you've been very, very adapting, to your point, and adjusting. I think too, though, people trust you. You are a trusted partner. You have been generational in your offerings and you have legacy clients. There's a lot to be said for that. And I don't think a lot of other companies actually can really hang their hat on that kind of reputation.
Thank you. It's really, all of us in our team take that very seriously.
Right.
We don't, we're not the plumber. We can't come back and fix it.
Right.
And, and so it's opening night every time.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so if someone said to me, what am I most thankful for? We had this question over Thanksgiving. And I said to my family, it's that our clients trust me. I
Yes.
appreciate that trust.
Yes.
They trust me that I will deliver on time, on budget, on vision,
Right.
and that I will do my best by them. I'm very transparent. I have a client I'm working with now. She's going to be in a venue that does not hold her guest count.
Wow.
And I
Okay.
said to her, my first conversation was, this venue does not hold that many people.
Right.
And I said, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I want to be transparent, because
Right.
I don't want you coming to me that day and saying, we don't fit.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I'm very, I believe strongly in being transparent,
Yes.
and to be solution based.
Yes.
We found a solution for her.
Yes, exactly.
So
And I think,
we've got
yeah,
the solution.
that's right. I think you're also extremely creative and innovative. Can you tell us a little bit about when the pandemic hit, or any other kind of major, economic change in the universe, what you were able to accommodate to keep your client base happy, and for that matter, to maybe even grow the business during down times? I mean, I know you've been able to be successful to do that, and that to me is incredibly impressive.
Thank you. Well, when the pandemic hit, everybody knows that first we thought it was going to be 2 weeks. So we
Right.
didn't panic right away.
Right, right, right.
And as time went on, we realized it was much more long-term and much more devastating for our industry,
Right.
because our industry, unlike other industries, was totally shut down.
Right. No,
And
restaurants,
not only that,
absolutely.
we were shut down. Not only that, but unlike restaurants, we are a 14-month average lead time.
Okay.
So if I talk to you today about your wedding, chances are you're getting married next year.
I see. Okay.
So I still would not have any immediate business, because
Right.
I'm booking out.
Right.
So we did a lot. We do have a division called Party Fair, and we reached out to our client base, to our legacy clients, and to people that they knew, and we started doing much more custom cooking,
Right. Right.
to not only for the odd person who might call, or one time or 2 times, but for our legacy clients who ordered food every week.
Wow.
And interesting
Outstanding.
enough, they ordered food to eat and to support us.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love
So
that.
that was really, really touching for us
That
to know
is.
that they really, they could
It's
have
a
ordered food anywhere.
it's a
Everybody was doing
testament.
takeout. And
Absolutely.
so they really were, really wanted us to stay alive.
Of course.
And so they would order food and we would deliver it curbside,
Brilliant.
and and we were very careful in the kitchen.
Right.
And then during that time when Bill and his team were in the kitchen, I became a founding member of the Connecticut Event Coalition,
Okay.
Event Industry Coalition. And we began to work with Hartford and with our senators in Washington. In Hartford, we developed all the protocols. So when we came out of COVID, we would have rules of the road
Right.
for events to be safe. And with Senator Blumenthal, especially, we worked hard and closely with him. I had a cell phone number, and to help
Right.
help Washington understand our industry, of which they
Right.
had no clue.
Of course. Right.
So it was very helpful for us to, go through the PPP process
Right.
and get forgiven money for certain things. And I did all of that.
Right.
So we were really two-pronged. We were both working with our clients to cook for them
Right.
and raise revenue that way. At the same time, working with the government to see what we could do to save our industry and ourselves.
Well, I love that about you in particular, because you're very philanthropic, and sound like you were setting best practices, setting new standards, and really making things easier and more streamlined for not only your colleagues and clients, but really for your team too, to be
Right.
more efficient, more effective.
Right, we did all of that. Yeah, we did a lot of looking at our budget. We cut everything we could.
Right.
We looked at efficiencies. We looked at everything that would help us stay afloat on our own, not just to depend on
Right.
other monies, but to really take responsibility for ourselves.
Well, I love that too, by the way, because I think you are very savvy in that you understand the value of auditing. And that's not a formal IRS word. It's more of a brand and a financial audit internally. And I think that practice alone, you do regularly in your business. It's almost like you're being transparent with yourself. And who doesn't want to be to thine own, right? To thine own self be
that's
true.
the hardest part, because you
I
don't
know
always
it
want to see
I
what's
know,
going
no,
on.
believe me, I know
But
it
I
personally.
think that is something
Yeah,
that
I
being
get it.
transparent with yourself as a business owner
Right.
is, I think I just read somewhere that if you want to be successful, start in reality.
That's exactly right.
Start in
Absolutely.
reality, because then you won't fool yourself
That's
into
right.
believing something that's not true.
Exactly right.
And I think that's really hard, because
I
you don't
agree.
always want to see reality.
I agree. Oh, I've been a business owner now for 15 plus years, and I understand half the time of you or more or less. And I get it.
It's really I would say that is something we all struggle with, to
Yes.
really look at it and say, what is really going on here?
Good.
And what am I missing? And be willing to look at it and have others look at it.
Right.
Because sometimes our own
we're too
minds,
close. Yes, we're too
we're
close.
too close. We're too close. It's like your own children. You don't see what everybody else sees.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's great. So tell us a little bit about, I know you have a not-for-profit, and it's called Pass on the Love, which is a tremendous concept and a tremendous name. Love it. And tell me a little bit about, in our audience, what is it and why did you create it, and who does it benefit?
Okay. Several years ago, I started a foundation for a very personal reason, and turned out that I was to open up a store, and the store would be called Pass on the Love. And basically, I would be partnering with a women's shelter.
Okay.
And so that's what I did. We opened up a store on our campus, and everything in the store is donated from event hosts and from event designers.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
we have so many things that are basically brand new.
Oh,
So it's a curated collection.
Yes.
And so people come in and they buy it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they all the money, 100% of the money, because I have donated space,
Right.
and everybody who works there is volunteering. 100% of the money goes to the Center for Family Justice in Bridgeport, which is the first center in the state where everything for family in
Wow.
crisis is under one roof.
Wow. That's
And
tremendously,
so that to
very
me is
impressive.
really important. And they also have a Camp Hope in the summer
Mhm,
where children who have been through this tragedy of domestic abuse
mhm.
can go for free and start to learn about a different way of relationships.
Boy, that's
And not only
enlightening.
that, they mentor them, Deb, through the whole year. And that to me
I
is
love
like
that.
everything,
That's
everything.
I am a
So they're very
mentor.
close to
I
my
know
heart.
the value. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, they're
That's
very
so
close to, I'm on the
wonderful.
board there. And then we also raise funds for the Greenwich by WCA
Okay.
Domestic Violence Program
Mhm.
because they serve thousands of people a year in a very affluent community.
Right.
That this is the best kept secret,
I believe you. Mhm.
domestic
Yes.
violence. So our mission for our foundation is to support safe and healthy homes
Okay. Wonderful.
because safe and healthy homes are the basis of all celebrations.
Absolutely right.
And,
I couldn't agree
and
more.
so I think that for me, a safe and healthy home isn't just safe physically, but safe emotionally and safe
Yes.
spiritually.
Yes.
It's where we can be safe.
That's right. That's right.
And so it's really close to my heart.
Great.
And that's what I do, but I'm not planning parties.
Yes, exactly. So tell us, that's wonderful, and I'm so enamored with the whole idea and all that you're doing in the community. Tell us if you would. There's a big new announcement, and I want to hear all about it. So could you tell us the evolution of this new division or new company, and what is it all
I
about?
will take it. I'm very excited. For years as caterers, we are often called to plan the event as well.
Right.
But they're really two different businesses.
Hmm.
And so because I love to plan and make sure it's all right,
Right.
I tend to get involved with more than I should
Okay.
financially. So I just got back from Ireland where I planned an event for a very good client who owned their own golf course. And
Wow.
so their daughter was married last year during COVID at home. And then we planned the first year anniversary party. And I realized, and we didn't cater because their club had the
Right.
food and
Right.
beverage. And so we planned really a fantastic event. And
Sounds
so
incredible.
we decided that we would actually, I won't say split, I would say have a twin where we have catering on one side, and then this side would be event planning and design.
Okay.
And so I call it a sister business.
Okay.
Still me,
Complementary,
but
meaning it
it's
complements the other
complementary,
business, right?
complement each other totally.
Okay.
Because they are so intertwined. And so the new business is called Considered Chic Events.
Wow.
The website is consideredchicevents.com. It's live. And basically, why did we call it this? Because I want us to be able to consider every element.
Yes. Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to have it.
That's right.
Bride argues with her mother because the mother's saying, "What about X?" And I tell the bride, "It's just a thought.
Right. Of
She's
course.
just considering it.
Exactly.
Don't think she's telling you have to have it because you don't have to have it."
Right. But
But
it's so nice to know your options. Who doesn't love that?
it's a way to look at the planning process in an easier way on yourself.
Yes,
basically.
exactly. Right.
Because you're just thinking about it. You don't have to have it.
You're brainstorming.
And I'm brainstorming. And with that, I'm actually building an app. I'm very excited.
Oh, that is actually, wow. That's
Yes,
amazing.
an app where you can actually build out your dream wedding or dream party.
Okay.
And then by moving things around on the grid, you actually can have exactly what you want because you will have considered all the elements.
Yes.
And you will say, this is what I really want.
Wow.
So
that's exciting.
it's
Oh
a
my
process.
God.
It's very exciting. And also
Wow.
I think that the people who who are overwhelmed at the process with Pinterest and all this
Everybody
stuff.
is. I don't think anybody's not overwhelmed. And if they're not,
Yeah,
I'd be
and
concerned.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's totally crazy.
Yeah.
And so you become, I have to have. No, you don't have to have.
Right. Right.
That's kind of my philosophy.
Mhm.
I don't believe in spending money that isn't available.
Right.
It's a party,
Right. Right.
and I don't tell anybody you have to have X, because you don't.
Right.
What
Is
you
it a
have to
need to
have is,
have or a have to have or a nice to have?
or nice to have. And that's kind of how you look at the app. You
Right.
say, okay, I really want to have caviar.
Okay.
And maybe if I want caviar, I can't have this.
Right.
I want the caviar. I do have a few clients can have whatever they want.
Right. And
They're,
more power
they're
to
very,
them.
and more power to them, but that doesn't happen that often.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, in Ireland, I had no budget, but I have a 10-year client who knew I
Right.
would not spend unnecessarily.
Right. And they're Scottish after
So
all, which I am. So I get it.
they get it. So it's all good. It's all good. It's
That's
all good.
terrific.
But
Well,
I
I'm so
will,
excited. Ah,
well,
this
thank
is
you. I'm excited too. I think that for anybody out there, it's important to look at what you do,
yes.
how you do it,
Hmm.
what do you want to be known for? Um, am I being respectful of myself when I give more than somebody is paying for?
Right.
And that's where I got to. I got to where I was doing all the planning and I wasn't charging
I see. Okay. All right.
part of the
That's
catering.
that's a sort of a
So
light bulb moment.
it was a light bulb moment. And I said, this way it's very clear. And that clarity I think is really important.
It is
There are
critical.
certain parts of an element that of an event that are involved with catering, and certain parts of it where it's planning and not the food.
Right. Well, I'm so
So
excited about all of this and your longevity, your celebration, your tenacity. I love that you're adjusting, and frankly, the whole wedding business sounds like it's a one big adjustment, and
it's
basically,
one big adjustment, and
yeah.
it's really
How incredible. It's the thread. It's the thread that's flowing through all of your businesses, which is why it's so effective because it's also cohesive.
yes, it's very, and also tell we tell one story, and I think this is kind of what sets us apart from
Yes,
others in our industry. Um, I like to say that we sit on a stool with three legs.
right,
The first leg is our passion for the food,
right.
from the sourcing of the food, to the preparation of the food, to the presentation of the food. We are fanatically obsessed.
Yes, I understand because I've
Then,
seen it and I've eaten it and it's amazing and beyond anything I've
thank
ever
you,
had.
thank you. Second leg is really my love, which is the love of hospitality. But more than that, it's really, I look at the individual guest experience.
Right,
I look at the macro, which is the design of the party, but
right.
also I look at the micro.
Hmm.
If your guest individually is not having a good time, if they're uncomfortable for any reason,
Hmm. Hmm.
they haven't had a good time.
Right, right. Very
So I
true.
always tell everybody, let's look at okay, I was just speaking to a bride. I said through as if I'm a guest. What is your guest experience? Where are they finding the bar?
Right,
Where's their guest card? Where's their escort card? Do they know where they're seated?
right.
All these elements make your guests comfortable.
That's
I
right,
tell everybody, please don't have open seating.
right.
It's like a rush to put your chair,
Well, it's
pull the
musical
chair
chairs.
over. It's musical chairs. And so then last people at the buffet, there's one seat here and two seats
Yeah,
there. I
right.
said,
No,
please
it doesn't
don't
work.
do that, because they are sick to their stomachs.
That's right. That's right.
So that's really important to me. And the third leg is our love of community with our foundation.
Yes.
And I think that I think all those three and our dedication to all three
Right, right.
is what really sets us apart,
I would agree.
because I take being hired as a caterer, an event planner, very seriously,
Hmm.
because I become part of that memory for you.
That's right. That's right.
So I've had women come up to me, say, "You did my wedding 25 years ago." I'm going, "I can't remember you."
Oh,
but
that's so
but it's very
wonderful.
sweet. It's very
Yes.
sweet. I'm part of that memory, Deb.
And
And so
I know that you're very integral to their success over time too. For that reason, you really want these to be
it's really
memorable.
it's really I have one bride now that we're on Instagram together, and we text back and forth,
Oh, that's great.
and
That's
you
wonderful.
know, because her mother was really difficult, and
Mm, it
was,
happens.
it was all good. It was all good. And but I really I'm the lucky one. I love what I do.
I know
I'm the
you
lucky
do,
one.
and that's the bottom line here, because if you love
That's the
what you
bottom line.
do,
I never feel like I'm
oh,
working. I love what I do. I love meeting new people. I love talking to them and then actually seeing the event in my eyes.
exactly.
You know,
Right.
I say to them, I can see it now. I can see what you're telling me.
Yes,
And
yes,
and then I get really excited. Then I
that's
get
right.
really excited.
And
Yeah.
I think that's why people love working with you, because you do have the passion, the excitement, the expertise. You've got it all going on, girl.
Thank you.
No, you do.
Thank you.
And
Well,
people
you
just
know what? I
love,
feel very fortunate. I feel very fortunate
well,
because
that's wonderful.
it's all good.
So let's talk about, we have a tiny bit of time left, just to basically say, how do people get in touch with you?
Well, the best way to reach me is my email
Okay, you
is
can give it.
row at festivitiesevents.com.
Okay, that's ROE at festivities events.
ROE at festivitiesevents.com. Both have
Okay,
S's on them.
got
Damn.
that. Okay,
Or you can reach out to the website,
okay,
festivitiesevents.com,
okay.
or the other website,
Yes,
considerchicevents.com.
brilliant.
So either way, those are all the ways you can reach me, and I would love to speak with you. People often ask me, how do you work?
Sure.
And for the planning process, I have two different programs.
Mhm.
One is full service, very full service, and the other is a 3-hour check it out kind of what's up and how are you doing kind of
Okay,
meeting. And so that allows you to bring what you're doing, and if there are any red flags, if there's anything that you're worried about, I can help you walk through that.
great.
And that way, if you have somebody helping you that day, or you don't want a planner, you can still at least walk your plan through, and then you can just make sure that you're financially in the right place,
Right.
and that you've taken care of all the elements along the way. I have a 12-month planner that I'm happy to share with you,
Okay.
and it's all good.
That sounds fantastic. So thank you so much for being my Entrepreneurial Spotlight inaugural guest today. I'm thrilled to have you. And please do
I'm
reach
thrilled
out
to be here.
thank you. And reach out to Ro. And if you're interested in a financial education or mentoring opportunity, you can go to my website, literacytolegacymentors.net. You can sign up for one of my weekly, sometimes bi-weekly events. They're all there. Just please RSVP. And if you're not able to make it, we do offer replays of each event so that you're able to actually be part of the event after the fact. And then secondly, mentoring opportunities are by the hour, as well as packages, as Ro has alluded to. I do offer 3 different options. And I also offer a complimentary consultation initially, as Ro does as well. So we look forward to hearing from you. We wish you all the very best at this delightful holiday season, and go have some fun. We'll see you soon. Thank
Thank
you
you.
again.
Thank you,
All
Deb.
righty. You're welcome.